One of the many things I like about Ascendance of a Bookworm is something I was venting about from the last review I was doing on his channel. And I was complaining about how in most isekais with the Japanese, they have this obsession of going to a medieval Western time period with magic and dragons and dungeons and demon lords constantly. It's growing even more than ever now. And it's always seemed like the main character has such an easy life. Everything just goes their way. You can have that prior knowledge of the modern world, but it doesn't mean life's gonna be easy for you in the past. Even with magic itself. Heck, there are people who in the past had magic, but it doesn't mean you're gonna do better. And it's one of the things that always upset me about most isekai, of how poorly they do, or they just look down on the struggle that these pioneers had to do back in the day. You know, they made the work look easy compared to them. Oh, I just have magic. I just set up the structure to this. But it never made any sense. Even if you are from the modern time of Japan, doesn't mean you know the structure or the blueprint of most of the stuff you want to create. It never made any sense to me. I hate how they just automatically know how to create these things without trial and error. Because you own something, you've been around it all your life, doesn't mean you know how it works, how to build it up, how to create a structure. I never understood that when they always try to do that. Especially in anime like Wiseman, Grandchild, or The Eighth Son, where they would try to have these people, because they have magical powers, they can just automatically create these kind of things. Even Operetta, which I do really enjoy. I like how Nagamo just knows how to create all these things without that knowledge of it in the past world, you know? Because you have the magic doesn't mean you know the structure, how to create these things. The thing I like about Citizen Bookworm is that it shows the struggle even within the other world. You're still going to have a hard time. It's not just because mine is a child, but because even if she was an adult, she was having a hard time creating these things. She didn't know exactly how most of them were made. She had to do trial and error constantly in order to create these things, not just create them off the whim and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm being off topic to the main point of it. I just really want to put that out there because it really got on my nerves how I see so many isekai these days where the character is just a normal person or actually below average person and they automatically know how to do all these things. It makes no sense. And it's just bad writing and stuff. Or how the natives will be already into Japanese food. That's not how it works either. Most times you have foreign food and you never tasted it before, most of the times you're going to get sick of it or you're not going to like the taste. The taste is completely different from what you're used to having. Your tongue is going to reject it most of the times. So I just don't like that. Like, just do that. Hey, let me shove my culture onto you. I'm not saying the culture sucks. Just put some realism into your writing, at least, even if you are in a fantasy world. Mine does differently with how to do things. She's trying to bring her modern stuff into this world, but she's doing trial and error. But anyways, I spent 3 minutes on this already. I need to get off of it. This is about loneliness. My goodness. Mine has a family she loves now. She's trying to create books, read books any way she can. That was her main goal, even though she has this weak body. But because of this ink, this ink mafia, I swear to God, an ink mafia that are after her, she has to go into early isolation within the cathedral. Only very few people can know that she's there. And she has her sisters around her, just by telling for this episode, it shows the loneliness that she has. You always have this thing where people like you and me, or even below her, always think like, oh man, if I was rich or if I was like a noble, I'd be living it up. I'd be having everything my way. Not realizing this, that even everyone has their own sense of sacrifice. When it comes to nobles, you're mostly lonely most of the times. You're by yourself. You're not with your family. Everyone's busy or away. You see mine in this cathedral for God knows how long, is sitting there, not really able to leave her room, not do much. She can't even teach certain people, or even her own assistants, how to do things because she just can't, because they're social standing. the assistants are not allowed to be treated as equals and stuff. It's just not allowed for that to happen because it could create a disorder within the chain, I guess. And so all she can do is rely on for Lutz and her family to join up every now and then to spoil her. Other than that, hell, Lutz is about to go to a neighboring city, because his dream is to move from place to place, trade and sell. And now we see that Gil, sweet little Gil changed very much since the first time we saw him. Ignorant, angry, and stuff. Now he still has an attitude, but it's simmered down a bit, And he wants to, replace Lutz, not in a bad way, but to help Bonnie out. But every time he tries to do that, he gets stopped by one of the other assistants saying, "No, you're not allowed to do that. You are an assistant. You cannot be treated as an equal." So Mine can teach him how to do things, or let alone comfort Mine in her time of loneliness. So she's just there missing her family, and this is her second family, dude. And she kind of didn't really treat her other family well. But now this other one she has, she's treating it well. But now it feels like she can't be with them anymore. And for things to get even worse, they're suggesting that she pretty much goes into another family, get adopted by some nobles so she can be protected, because other people are after her, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get her, whether it's for revenge or her knowledge. Mine has become a prime target, all because she wants to create some books. So he was planning to marry. So they had planned to marry her off to a noble, but she had to get adopted by a noble first. So therefore, she has to abandon her family in order to protect them and protect herself. She don't want to do that. It seems like everything's just being taken away from her. This is just a girl who got reincarnated, who just want to make books, who just want to read books. That's all she wanted. But now all this has jumbled up upon her, and she just can't take it no more. To a point where she's about to do what she did from the ending of season 2, season 1, where her eyes just went rainbow-like and started draining everyone's energy around her. Or with life force, or mana, whatever it was. She was just knocking them down. And she was about to do it again constantly in this episode. She was getting too upset. And of course, people are telling her, control yourself, calm yourself. Geez, why? The thing I don't like about the story is how these people aren't treating her like a child, despite what we know. Mine still has her habits of a child, and they still see her as a child. So the fact that most of the people in the show don't treat her like a child is kind of off-putting. This is a child. She's not 18 years old yet. You got to treat her like a child. Don't just expect her to fully accept a situation and for her to just go with it. You're telling a child to abandon their family. You're telling a child to do this and do that, or not do this or not to do that. They're going to get upset. That's just how it is. The fact that head priests didn't understand that shows how detached they are from children. Like, wow, you people don't know anything about kids. Like, damn. So he said until 10 years old, and then he'll see what he'll do with her. Probably send her off to the academy, but she needs to be protected. The situation she is very dire, and with her family as well. So one way or another, she has to meet that crossroad and decide what she's going to do. But anyways, this is a good, nice, emotional episode. Like, Jesus Christ. My heart really goes out for poor Mine, man. she just want to read a book. So anyways, that's all I got for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.